Okay. Now, this part is going to be about the senator who said that kids should not eat for free, that they should be start working at 6 or 7 years old. Yes, you heard me right. We do have a Republican senator that said children should not eat for free and that they should start working around 7 or 8 years old. So I think it was like 6, 7, 8 years old. They said that they should be working. A Republican senator said this. Now, here's my issue. I have lots of issues with this. First of all, don't you find it interesting that the government has all of this money for jails, right? All of this money. We keep finding all the resources for the jails, okay? But yet, we claim we don't have resources for community centers or child care programs that are very important that can help. I grew up loving my community center because I was able to get extra learning, also had lots of fun. I was playing double dutch, which I was very good at when I was healthy. Let me tell you that. I was super good. You know, you get to have so much fun at the community center. You get to hang out with a lot of people, and it gives you something to do. If you do your research, a lot of people claim, and when I say claim, this is what I mean, this with respect, because this is what they're saying, is that a lot of reason why they went out in the streets because there was nothing else for them really to do. Well, this is why we need the community centers, because it gives you something to do. It keeps you off the streets. We need funding for that. Now, he says that kids need to start working at like 7 and stuff. First of all, kids should never be working. First of all, as far as I remember, I didn't even get my work permit until I was what, 15 and a half. Now, did I get a job? Yes. I actually loved it. I worked at a doctor's office. It was actually super fun. And then I also worked at McDonald's and Popeyes and stuff. So I love work. It taught me work ethic. But before you're 15, your responsibility is only to get an education, have some type of childhood. My issue was that is notice that he said he don't think kids should eat for free. Did you hear him ever say anything about criminals? No, we did not. So let me get the clarity here. Because what I am being told, right, is this. You can murder my mom. Or how about this? You can murder my parent. You can murder my child. You can murder my spouse. You can rape my spouse. You can rape my child. You can rape my parents. You can steal from us. Right? And you get to eat 3 times a day for free. You get to live for free. You get to go to school for free. You hear me, right? I promise you this is all factual information, right? You get degrees for free. And meanwhile, you a criminal, right? But an innocent child who did nothing wrong cannot eat for free. Right. We have another senator who says that federal workers should get fired because they don't do any work. Did this senator forget that taxpayers, the ones that she is saying deserve to get fired, is the reason why she could say she's a millionaire? Because taxpayers is paying for all your senators and governors and all of this stuff. That's how you get paid from the government. And all y'all do is sit in the Capitol and all of this stuff and barely make good decisions. So basically, y'all the ones that getting paid for nothing. Y'all sitting up in mansions. Meanwhile, the taxpayers don't have mansions. They don't have food to eat. We are struggling right now to put food on the table. The thing is, didn't Trump say something about he was going to fix the economy? What economy? He claimed he's going to make eggs cheaper, so y'all fell for that, which we all knew. I mean, at least I knew that was a lie. And guess what? Eggs is more expensive. Food is more expensive. Medicine. But let me tell you something. Biden put in a plan in place to make it so medicine could have lower costs. Guess who blocked that? Trump. So you pay higher in medicine. So if you was asking why is your co-payments more expensive, that's thanks to Trump, by the way. Trump is the reason why everything is more expensive. Also, if you think about it, he's messing up our lives relationship with our allies, right? So therefore, we get a lot of things for different countries. His tariffs don't even make sense. It's impossible for that to work. It's not going to work. It's going to do what it's doing right now, putting us in more economic failure. Okay? Working people cannot afford anything right now. I don't even think we have a middle class anymore. I think we just have like small class or poor class because it's hard. Guess who's not suffering? Musk, Trump, and people like them. Those are the ones that are not suffering right now. Meanwhile, all of us are suffering. And y'all, some of y'all still think what Trump is doing is right. So what do Trump need to do for you guys to wake up? So we have senators who saying kids should not eat for free. They need to start working at 7, 8 years old. Federal workers don't do nothing, so they deserve to lose their job. Now, according to Trump and Musk, this keeps more people off the government. Now, let me tell you how stupid they sound. If people don't work, where do you think they're going? To unemployment. What's unemployment? The government, right? The government pays for unemployment. Even though you worked in there to put that in, if they feel like you didn't work enough, the government has to pay that unemployment. If you think about if you have no job for insurance that's giving you insurance through your job, you're going to need insurance. Where do you go for insurance? Medicaid. What is that? The government. If you can't afford a home, where do you go? Shelters. Go on Section 8. What is that? The government. If you can't afford food, where do you go? Food pantries, the social service, because you need food stamps. What is that? The government. So how is Musk and Trump helping the government? If they trying to get you off the government, wouldn't you think they would create more jobs and make sure you keep your job so you can be off the government? Again, the government has some cleanup to do, but not in the way that Trump and Musk is doing it. What they are doing is so wrong and so costly to everybody, it doesn't make sense. Because if you do not have a job, you need the government to keep you afloat. Now, he's messing up so you can't even have an encampment for the homeless. Keep in mind that both sides has played the part in homelessness, okay? And whether you're Democrat, you're Republican, both sides has played the part in this. We have not, from either side, did enough to help the homeless. Now, also, let's end this video up about the military. Trump doesn't care about the military. So if you was a vet and you vote for him, I don't know what you was thinking. Because he cut a lot of veteran resources. He fired a lot of veterans. So therefore, you voted for a man that was going to fire you and cut your resources off. Do that even make sense? When he told you he doesn't even think the military is even worth anything, and y'all don't deserve half the stuff you got. Meanwhile, a lot of y'all vets who fought for this country are in the streets because there's not enough resources for you guys. Why would you not vote for Harris is what I'm trying to understand. I feel like if you're disabled, you should have voted for Harris. If you were a vet, you should have voted for Harris. If you was middle class, you should have voted for Harris. If you need a food stamp, anything for social service, Medicare, you should have voted for Harris. Basically, everything that's morally correct, you should have voted for Harris. If you wanted your rights, you should have voted for Harris. Basically, what we have is a man that's being a dictator who loves Hitler and loves Putin so bad that by the time he finished with us, I hate to say this, but I have such a bad feeling that somebody's going to attack us because of everything that Trump is doing. And I think we're already paying for it because a lot of things is more expensive because we get a lot of things from other countries. And yes, do I think some of the United States should have a lot of our own stuff? Yes. But unfortunately, it actually helps all of us if we work together as a team. And we can't do that if you have somebody that's ruining everything. So this is a problem that I think all of us need to admit to. That right now we are living in fear because we do not know what we're going to have each day. Thanks to you guys for voting for Trump.